Cumberland County Sheriff's Office lieutenant is on administrative leave pending the outcome of an internal investigation after he shot and killed a man while off duty on Saturday. The lieutenant, identified as Wright as Jeffrey Hash, has served with the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office since 2005 and is currently assigned as a lieutenant in the civil section. According to a Sheriff's Office spokeswoman, Hash is on paid administrative leave. An unarmed black man, Jason Walker, age 37, was shot and killed by Hash at around 2:15 p.m. Saturday in front of his home. In a video taken by passersby, Chase Sorrell, in the aftermath of the shooting, Hash is heard telling a Fayetteville police officer that Walker jumped into the hood of his pickup, pulled off a windshield wiper, and began beating on the windshield. Sorrell's girlfriend, Elizabeth Ricks, stated that she attempted to render aid to Walker and claims Walker was hit by the truck and was thrown onto the hood before Hash stepped from it and fired several shots at him. The Fayetteville Police Department declined requests for the deputy's name and announced in a joint press conference Sunday evening that Cumberland County District Attorney Billy West that the investigation is being handled by the State Bureau of Investigations. Hawkins also stated that the black box in Hash's truck did not register hitting any person or thing, and the only injuries to Walker's body were gunshot wounds. Quote, the black box was crucial to determine the vehicle did not impact anything or anyone. West announced that his office has referred any prosecution in the case of North Carolina Conference to district attorneys. Walker's death was the second in Fayetteville last week, in which an unarmed black man was shot to death during a traffic incident. Protesters gathered outside of the Cumberland County Law Enforcement Center on Sunday demanding justice in Walker's killing. We get started with the video. I wanted to give my condolences to the family of Mr. Walker, and I wanted to say that I did my best to pretty much edit out any type of viewing of him. I tried to be as respectful as possible, just in case any of his kids, loved ones, friends, and family just so happen to come along and see this video, because I know it's pretty difficult to see someone that you were just talking to, and seeing them in a whole different circumstance. So respectfully, I did what I could, um and again, my condolences.
Okay, I'm trying to protect my daughter. My wife is more desperate. People are hostile right now.
Nobody's hostile. Don't you say that. Nobody's hostile. Don't you say that.
I hear.
Don't you say that. Nobody's hostile.
They're pulling up now. I'm trying. No, nobody else is hurt.
It's shot on the ground. No, it's an accountable fucking emergency. This is the man that shoot.
Very light. I don't know where the entry point is.
We saw it.
I didn't see it. We heard it. I heard 4 gunshots that came outside.
Mine's on my side. Yes. Okay, got it. I was coming down here. He ran across the street, so I stopped. He jumped off my car, started screaming. He pulled my car because beat in the glass. I have my daughter and my child in here. Okay, got it. Are you related with anybody here? No. Did you too? Got it. Did your family? No. Okay, got it. Okay, these are some? Okay.
So as we were able to see, you saw the vehicle there, and you also saw the off-duty officer, right? On the ground next to the truck, there was a woman that was giving aid to Mr. Walker. She was trying to put pressure wherever she potentially could. And as I read to you from the other article, um, she didn't really have much to go off of because the information that she was looking for that she needed was not given, right? The cop did not want to specifically state where it is that um, he shot Mr. Walker, right? So the proper aid that was necessary, the proper pressure that might have been necessary in order to stop any type of internal bleeding or anything like that, um, could not properly be given, right? That was number one. Um, the same woman, within one of the articles that I read off to you guys, not sure if it was the first or the second video, stated that um, she saw exactly what happened, which was that Mr. Walker, from her assertion of the situation, was basically hit by the vehicle, right? And then after, that's when the shots took place, right? Other witnesses, if you can even call them that, they stated that they didn't realistically see it, but they were able to hear, right, what took place. So this is going to be tough. It's going to be tough because virtually it's going to be the nurse's words versus the words of an off-duty officer, and how calmly the cops came to the scene. It wasn't like, hey, we need to rush to sit up there. They were nonchalant about it. It was as if this is like business as usual. They were treating it as if this was just one of their boys that just showed up to the scene. Like, all right, let me talk to you real quick. What happened? Right? Like I said before, the only way that Mr. Walker, his family, his friends, and his coworkers, the only way that they're going to get justice is if people push this to the forefront. If people go to TikTok, if people go to Instagram, if people go to YouTube, if people go to Facebook, if people go to Twitter, if people go to any and everywhere where social media is and wherever there's an abundance of people, and you continuously push this in front of people, that's going to generate noise, right? And the main thing that the police and other individuals, right, respond to and pay attention to is the noise on social media, right? So that's what people need to do. More than just the protest. The protest is great. The protest is good. That's a way of generating a voice. That's the way to get people to respond, right, and to pay attention. Stated to you guys before, the officer didn't state that, oh, it was a trap, it was a setup, he was acting deranged, his eyes were bugging, or he was sweating profusely, he was in a bladed stance, he was doing this, he was doing that. He didn't state none of that. He was like, yo, this dude just basically hopped from the side, jumped into traffic, jumped on, my car, and, was, trying to take off the windshield wiper and basically break in, the window. And, I got my family in the car. Right? That's what he stated. He didn't state nothing else. This is directly from the cop's mouth. He didn't concoct anything else. So, like I said before, there is something severely missing with this story. And the only piece that is obviously making sense at this moment in time is what the nurse basically stated, where she said that she saw what took place. Let me go back and read this real quick, right? So, go back to the article. They stated that in a video taken by passers-by, right? Chase Sorrell in the aftermath of the shooting. Hash is heard telling a Fayetteville police officer that Walker jumped onto the hood of his pickup, pulled off the windshield wiper, and began beating on the windshield, right? Now remember, the same passerby, his name is Chase Sorrell, right? He recorded the video. His girlfriend, right? Sorrell's girlfriend, Elizabeth Ricks, stated that she attempted to render aid to Walker and claims Walker was hit by the truck and was thrown onto the hood before Hash, right, the off duty officer, stepped from it and fired several shots at him, meaning Walker. So, again, the woman, if you're able to, potentially go back and look at the video, there's a woman that is on the ground, right near the what would that be on the side of the car? That would be the left side of the car, right? Towards the tail end of the left side of the car on the back wheel, right? You see a woman that is there potentially, there. I'm not sure if you can fully see her because I had to block out certain things because the camera was moving. And, like I said before, I was trying to be as respectful as possible to the family. There was a woman there that was giving the best aid that she could potentially give with the little amount of information that was basically given to her at the scene as she was deciding to give aid that could have potentially, saved his life, or at least had him there just enough so that he would be able to explain to officers what took place, right? She stated that he was struck by the off duty officer, and only then, right afterwards, he was on the ground. That's when the off duty officer got out of his truck and then proceeded to fire several shots at Walker. Like I said, this is not hearsay. This is taken directly from the article. That is directly from the woman who was giving aid, rendering aid to Mr. Walker as he was on the ground, more than likely trying to, take a few last breaths. So, like I said, for anybody else that want to try to spin this in any other type of direction and they want to, directly try to say that this is like justified or whatever it is, like I said, I don't know what to tell you about any of those individuals, because those are the types of individuals that will, just directly sit on the sidelines up until something specifically happens to them, right, by way of police, and then they're going to be the main ones sitting up there turning coat. They're going to be the main ones telling any and everything, right? Like I said, it's only a matter of time for those individuals. Then on top of that, those same individuals, they never have respect for the victims, their families, and their friends. Never at all. Never at all. There's barely a time, if any of those people that want to 100% body block for police, is barely a time that they actually care about the families and the children that are involved that ended up losing a loved one due by way of police. So, again, my condolences to the family. I hope that you guys will see justice. I'm hoping that this is just not a one deal type of thing where it's like, hey, he's no longer on the force, right? I hope it's not that type of deal. Um, the other thing that I will also tell the family is be careful of the money, right? If there is money involved, because in a lot of instances, the reason why we don't happen to see a lot of our own talking about anything dealing with the police is because, whenever that money is involved, the lawyers will be like, all right, the police are going to, they're going to give you this money. But in order for you to keep receiving this money, you can, no longer basically talk about this case. There's, you can't march, can't protest, you can't do this, you can't do that, nor can you also speak up for, other people. There's usually something that they try to tie to that, right, in order to stop certain movements. So, like I said, that's just food for thought. As stated before, just be, very careful, be very mindful, and be on the lookout, for different things like that. If any other information about the story just so happens to, come out, I will do my best to put out a video for you guys as quick as possible. So, as always, let me know what you guys think about this and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.